Right, Sam's been keeping score. We are going to reveal after the predictions who won last round. We'll keep them on tenderhooks, Sam, and we will pile straight in with Preston v QPR. Get your predictions in the comments. Do you want to go first, Sam? Preston QPR?
I'll go first, mate. I feel this is really hard again tonight. I don't know if it's the lack of sleep, but I'm just looking at these games and my head's just hurting. I think, I give Ryan Lowe a little bit of love there. I mean, I shouldn't be after that performance on Tuesday. I thought they were so lethargic. I thought about them for concern today because of the attacking numbers, Ben. They are creating next to nothing. Over the last two games, I can't remember Senny Dieng having a save to make. I think he made one. Can't remember it. And against Cardiff, if memory serves me right, I think they had 4 attempts. So, and this isn't 2 games. This is over a much longer period. So I am worried about where the goals are going to come from, where the chance creation is going to come from. That said, I always go against my lot, don't I? I think it could be after the Lord Mayor's show here. I think Preston could react. I'm going to go 2-1 to Preston North End.
I'll go down the middle in that case, Sam. I think QPR are going to be confident, but I don't see Preston losing. So I'll go 1-1. Sorry, just remind me, what was yours again, Sam?
I'm going 2-1 to Preston.
2-1 to Preston. And I'm going first on what could well have been the mouth-watering matchup here. West Brom versus Leicester. I'm going to go with the short-term form, Sam, which the Leeds, Ipswich and Southampton fans are going to like. Let's back West Brom. Let's go for maybe they won't shut them out. No, they're going to need to shut them out to win. 1-0 West Brom. Sam, what do you say?
I think I'm more than happy to take the draw here. I think Leicester last 3, 1-1, wasn't it? Was that last night? The defeat at Middlesbrough and a very fortuitous victory at QPR, if you remember Gareth Ainsworth's last game. So they are not at it away from the King Power at the moment. That said, I think they may flex their muscles here. But yeah, Carlos Corberán will, of course, have his team tactically well set up there. Brilliantly confident at the moment. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt to keep it going and get a 1-1. Shall I kick us off with what are we on now?
We're on Birmingham Rotherham.
Birmingham Rotherham. Sorry, I should wait for you to show me which website you're going to use because I'm clearly using something else for my notes. Anyway, here's my curveball. Rotherham to win at Birmingham.
What is he doing?
2-1.
That's sensational.
Rotherham to get their first victory, so I don't have to say it ever again, since the win in March at Bramall Lane. That's the last time I'm ever saying that, Millers fans. Birmingham 1, Rotherham 2. Like the walls are caving in. It's just going to be a boo.
Yeah, mate. Guys, help me out in the chat. Just put the team names in your predictions and I'll know that they're on the game we're doing. So don't think I'm missing any out for any other reason. Sam, I'm sorry. As a rule, I always back against Rotherham away from home. So I am going to go for a 2-0 win for Birmingham and shift straight on to Hull City versus Watford, which should be decent. 2 sides in good form. I'm going to edge on Hull, but I think Watford score. Hull 2, Watford 1. Sam, what do you reckon?
You're not the best travellers, are they, Watford? Once again, mate, I'm happy to take the draw here. I'm going to go for 1 each again, if that's okay. And I will kick us off with Ipswich, Coventry.
Go on, Sam.
I think this may be slightly cagier than maybe what we've seen, which is sounds pretty odd now I've said it, because I think of Coventry being pretty expansive, having good forward players, had that handsome victory at Millwall last time out. I just think surely this has got to stop at some stage. So I'll go for maybe a late first half opener, cap it late on, 2-0 Ipswich.
2-0 Ipswich. I had this one down, Sam, this week as struggle at West Brom, beat Millwall and draw with Coventry. I think they'll play it fairly well defensively. You said 2-0, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 1-1, which maybe some reverse psychology attached in there. Lots of love for Ipswich in the chat, though. So I will click a load of those up. And I will move on to Leeds Middlesbrough, which we've given the absolute big up. I feel I can't gazump your Rotherham to win at Birmingham. So what I'll do, see if I get a reaction out of this one. Leeds 3, Middlesbrough 3. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Sam.
Yeah, love it, mate. I'm going very similar. I'll take the 5 goals. Leeds 3, Middlesbrough 2.
So after the big up we've given that game, 0-0, everybody, is guaranteed in Leeds Middlesbrough. Sorry, Sam. Millwall Sunderland, you're first up.
Millwall Sunderland. This is my opportune moment to say it's going to get worse before it gets better
Hey,
for Danny Baker and his boys. Yeah, Sunderland, difficult to get a read on. Obviously, really off it against Huddersfield. I'm going to go for the same score. I'm going to go for Millwall 1, Sunderland 2.
Ooh. You've nailed it when you said Sunderland really hard to get a read on. I was getting some stick from some Sunderland fans, but always backing against them, which I seem to have done the last few weeks. To be fair, I was right against Plymouth. So they've lost 2 on the bounce. So I think they'll be happy to come away with a point. What did you say? 2-1, Sam?
Yes, mate.
I'll go Desmond then. I think it'll be a bit more open for Millwall in terms of Sunderland's defence being a bit easier to get at than, say, Ipswich's were. And I'll go for a Desmond, and I will go for a 2-2 and try and click as many of these up so you lot can have your say in the chat. There you go. Neil's ahead of the game there on Plymouth versus Stoke. Plymouth are at home. I'm going to be so predictable, Sam. So let's back Plymouth. And Morgan Whittaker is going to score from 37 yards and lace it in the top corner at 100 miles an hour, and Finn Azaz will dribble around someone and score. Are they going to concede against Stoke? No, they're not. Plymouth 2, Stoke 0, Sam.
I'm just getting the league table up against me. Up for me, sorry. Is this almost must not lose for Alex Neil? It's got to be
never that far away, is it?
Got to be in that territory, haven't we? Where are they? 17th.
Well, they had a good unbeaten run, though, didn't they, Sam?
Oh, mate, and it's just, again, similar to Sunderland. They went to Middlesbrough and won 2-0, didn't they, about a month ago, Stoke? I just think Plymouth just can't have their foot on the throttle every time at home park. I'm going to go for just...
But they always do.
I'm going to go for just a very weird 2-2.
A weird 2-2. Do you want to roll us on, Sam? Wednesday versus Sammy Smodic and Blackburn.
Yeah, and I think there's been obvious improvement at Sheffield Wednesday, but I think Blackburn will fancy this, and I think they'll roll on. I'm going for a 2-0 away win.
A 2-0 away win. I think I'm going to agree with Ashley there in the chat. Just love Blackburn going forward. There's a few people back in Wednesday in the chat, but I will go. Same as Wally as well there. Wednesday 1, Blackburn 3. Sorry, Sam, I keep asking you. What was your call?
2-0 to Blackburn.
2-0. Southampton versus Cardiff. Maybe I'll throw in the curveball here. Cardiff are the sort of team that can get at Southampton. And I wanted to throw in the curveball last week on Huddersfield to get something, and then they did. So I'm going to go for Cardiff to get a 1-1 draw, Sam, at Southampton. You having a bit of that?
No, mate, I'm not. I think this could be... I think Cardiff have a bit of a go, don't they? I like their front players. I like the 11, to be honest. I think they can cause problems. Russell Martin's had... I'm not going to describe it as a ding-dong because I haven't listened to it yet, but I think he gave quite a good or interesting post-match interview yesterday to the local BBC radio reporter. So if you haven't seen that, have a listen to that. I think he was a bit prickly. And I think they'll respond in the right manner here. They don't need to respond. They won the game, but I think they're going to win this one as well. 3-1, I'm going to go with.
Do you want to take us on to the other Welsh team then? Swans, Huddersfield, Sam?
I don't even want to talk anymore. I'm just going to say rank game 1-0 Swansea.
Yeah, I can see where you're going with that one.
Yeah.
I feel we should say a little bit more. Excellent win for Huddersfield up at Sunderland, but I think they conceded 2.7 XG and snatched a couple of goals. Fair play, though, resilient, and we know Sunderland are susceptible to that type of defeat. Let's click a few up here and see if I get.
Tell you what,
any ideas.
we were a little bit harsh not to mention Jamie Patterson's finish as well. Actually, Ellen
Lovely
Rovers
finish.
and he felt, seeing that goal go in the net, he felt very much like he should have had a loan spell at Leeds United at some stage. Jamie Patterson, does he not? Do you know what I mean?
When Thomas Christensen was the manager.
Yeah, he feels very Leeds, Jamie.
Go on, I'll go for 2-1 Swansea, and I'm going to move us to Sunday. Last one. Before we reveal last week's result, Bristol City versus Norwich. Feel badly for David Wagner, but I can't back him at the moment. He's struggling. Horrible lack of confidence there. Maybe they prefer to be away than at home at the moment, Norwich, because they seem to have lost the crowd, don't they? So I'm going to back Bristol City. With that being said, Norwich have got enough quality to score. 3-1 Bristol City.
Another difficult game to call, but I mean, there's not been the recovery that we not anticipated, but felt that could be on the horizon for Norwich. You know, that grubby 1-0 over QPR and then defeat at Watford. Bristol City, yeah, I think it's early to make too many outlandish or start critiquing Liam Manning at this stage, but I think they could be good enough for win here. I'm not going to go as big as that, but I will go for a 2-1 to Bristol City.
There we go. Those are our 12 predictions for round 19. Thank you, everybody, for all the predictions in the comments. What everyone wants to know, Sam, is how did we go last week? We're doing a point for an outcome and 2 for or 3 for a win, a correct result.
Well, mate, when I joined your show last year and we did championship predictions,
I got aced it, didn't you? Yeah.
I got like 20 points or something. So I came into last week thinking that I was going to walk the floor with you, and you have taught me an absolute lesson in predicting. 10 points for Ben, 4.
Thanks, everybody.
For me, you nailed the Birmingham Sheffield Wednesday result, 2-1. You nailed Norwich to beat QPR 1-0.
Thanks, everyone.
And you got 4 other results right, including West Brom, obviously, to beat your beloved Ipswich. I got that one on the nose. That was my only 3-pointer.
I've got a bone to pick with you. Sam, can I break the fourth wall here? Sam sends me some smug text after that game saying, I called that one right. Do you not remember? You were going to call it 1-0. I went first, and then you changed your 1-0 to 2-0 because I said 1-0. Yeah. So I deserve the assist for your correct.
All right, if we can do it, we'll play what I said, though, onto next week's show. I don't know if I said set piece.
You said a breakaway as well, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm sure I said, like, goal, give them the impetus to just sit in their shape, and then they'll counter and do your second half. So
I'll give you the W for that one.
Get me on Carlos's staff. I think me and him would.
As long as you're still around on a Thursday night, Carlos will have you doing bloody data for 14
Basically,
hours
mate, the moral of the story is you've bashed me 10-4. So roll on next week.
Now, you might see a YouTuber with millions of subscribers and views a week driving a Bentley. It's a bit more modest, I have to say, when you're covering the Championship. So if you can find a few quid each month to support over on Patreon or by hitting the join button here, you are making the world of difference for myself, Shaylee and Enid.